welcome to Going to IEU Podcast. And welcome back after a very long summer break. Finally, we're here again to record a new episode, and we're here with Clint Goodrich. Hello, Clint.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back as well on campus and seeing everyone back and being lively in a great campus atmosphere.
I agree. And now it's already November. Starting to get cold here in Madrid.
Yeah, here in Madrid and also in Segovia, even a little bit colder. But we're adapting, and the activity hasn't ceased at all.
That's really good. So to introduce you to the listeners, would you like to let me know your title and what you do here at IE?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, my name is Clint Goodrich. I am the Executive Director of Sports and Wellbeing. I'm also the head basketball coach for the men's national team, and I am also a professor here at IU University on leadership through sports.
That's a lot of titles. Let's begin with the Sports and Wellbeing Center. Can you tell me more about that?
Of course. Well, Sports and Wellbeing is here as the hub at IU University to offer sports and physical activity and well-being activity to all of our students and the entire IE community as a whole.
So how would you define the mission and the vision of the Sports and Wellbeing Center?
Well, for Sports and Wellbeing, we are, again, the hub of all sports activity at the university. That's sports and physical activity. So what we do is through a wide variety of activities. Our aim, our mission is to ensure that our students, no matter what their interest level or no matter what their skill level, they have the opportunity to participate in sports while at IE. And they have the opportunity to pursue their definition of well-being and achievement. Essentially, we want them to seek their greatness with us while they're here.
And that spectrum is pretty broad, no? Like activities can be anything. What kind of activities do we have here at IE? What can a student engage themselves in?
Yes, well, there really are a wide variety of sports and physical activities that we offer, and we've actually grouped them into three different sections, broad sections, which would be the recreational sports, the performance sports, and then the different activities that can be held in our sports facilities that we have across all three campuses: the athletic center here at the IE Tower, the outdoor rec sports facilities in the Segovia campus, and then the select spaces that we have around the Maria del Molina campus.
All right, but those three subgroups, or those three groups you mentioned, what do they actually mean?
Well, recreational sports are exactly what it sounds like. They're recreational sports where anyone can play and have a good time without having to worry so much about competition. So these are activities that can be pick up, drop in, or club activities, social activities. Essentially, it's just them getting together and having a good time. So we have broken it down even further to ensure that everything is well organized here. So within the rec sports activities, we have the club sports, we have intramural sports or internal competitions. That might be a basketball tournament or a dodgeball tournament or anything like that. Then we also have outdoor sports where, we can offer our students the opportunity to go hiking up in the mountains or kayaking or mountain biking, even a sailing, except that takes a little bit more. That's not on campus, obviously.
There's not many seas around Madrid.
Not many, no. But thankfully we have, the Mediterranean here close by, and it offers a great opportunity for our students to sail as well. And then we also have what are fitness and well-being activities. So in the different centers or different facilities that we have around campus, we offer boxing, yoga, body combat, just to name a few. These types of activities where really anyone can participate, again, no matter what their interest, no matter what their physical activity, their physique, or what their goals are. And it's just having that opportunity on a daily basis to stay active, to build those healthy habits.
That's beautiful. So myself is not a team sport player, but I love yoga, for example. How do I get in contact in the yoga sessions?
Well, that's a great thing. We have yoga sessions weekly. Actually, we have 2 sessions per week in each campus. So the easiest way to do that is to hop onto our web app, which I assume we'll be able to place in the information section. And on the web app, it's really easy to make a reservation. All of the classes and facilities are free of use to all of our students. So it's heading in there, checking out the agenda, the daily agenda, the weekly agenda, the monthly agenda, finding out what sessions you're interested in, again, with whether it be yoga, the boxing, swimming, just hitting the weight room. You make a reservation, you come at that time, and you enjoy, and you get that physical activity in.
That's truly amazing. It's free for all students.
Yes, all of the activities that we hold are free of charge for all of our students. So again, no matter what your fitness goals, what your interest level, what your desire is, we don't want to put any limits to that. And so we feel that the best way to do that is by offering all of these activities as part of your IE experience.
I really like that. I'm gonna check out the yoga sessions for sure. So putting another scenario, because I know that a lot of students here love practicing sports, right? So if you're an incoming student and you've been playing football your whole life, how would you get in contact with the football team?
Yes, well, that part is really quite easy. Again, we offer football at a lot of different levels to ensure that no matter where you find yourself or what goal you have while at the university, you're going to be able to play football or basketball or whatever other sport it is in some capacity. So for this one, for example, the football team, a student wants to try out for the football team. Well, all they have to do is reach out to the Sports and Wellbeing Department and let us know that they're interested in that team. But an even easier way is to hop onto IE Connects, the university community platform, and go to the Sports and Wellbeing IE Connects page. There they'll see the different tryout sessions that take place at the beginning of the academic year. So within the first week or 2 weeks of classes starting when you first arrive on campus, there are tryouts that are held for the entire community, and it is as simple as registering, checking out the information on when they are, where they are, how to get there, and they have to be ready to play and to participate and show their best so that they can form part of the team.
Sure, the most important thing.
Yep.
So we'll be talking about football as a team sport, and we also mentioned basketball, which you're the head coach for, right?
Yes, that's correct.
What other team sports how do we host here at IE, and which sports do we actually play in different leagues?
Yes, we compete at 4 different levels through our performance sports teams. As we mentioned already, we have football. I'm the basketball coach. We also have volleyball teams. We have a rugby team. We have badminton. We have tennis. We have paddle. We have swimming, and then we go into a lot of individual sports as well. So obviously I mentioned swimming right now, and the tennis can go both to teams and to individuals. But running, for example, fencing, we've had fencing as well. So really a broad range of interests, a broad range of sports for all the different interests and competition levels. And to kind of expand on that, like I mentioned, there are 4 different competition levels. And depending on the novelty of the sport, if it's a newer sport here in Spain, we have to compete at a different level. Normally, these newer sports, they have to start at the basic level and work their way up. And so we play at the local level, which would be local competitions within the city, or we can play at provincial, regional levels, which would be in, the Madrid community or the Segovia community. Then we go on to the national level. So, for example, the basketball team, we play at the national level. And then we have the university tournaments that are also international university tournaments. So this could be in Madrid, it could be in Castilla y León, which is the community where Segovia is, and it could also be in Barcelona at the ESA Games, or in France at the HEC Games.
Super cool. So how is it going for our teams?
Well, just like every year, we have our ups and downs, and I guess it's just like every other university. But what I think, besides the results of the teams, what we really strive for is to ensure that we have a great commitment to the team so that we can foster certain values that we work through, certain values that we hold true and that we are really committed to in sports and well-being, such as the personal transformation, strengthening the IE community, and then really setting those healthy habits or lifetime habits that you can take with you after you leave the university. So the results, of course, there are some that are good, there are some that are not so good, but that's part of the process. That's part of that personal transformation where our teams come together, they set their individual goals, they set their team goals, they work together, they make some of those goals, they fail at some of those goals, but what's most important is that they grow together and that we grow together as a community, as a family.
You sound like a coach.
Yeah, that's part of it.
For sure, it's motivational and all part of the process, right? You can not just succeed from the beginning, you have to be a beginner at some point. Absolutely.
We all have to remember that. The beginner's mindset, as we like to say. we have to understand that the joy of the team or the joy of participating is actually the process and not necessarily the end result. Because there's always going to be a new end result after you finish, right? There always has to be a new goal. So that's what we always try to teach our community as a whole, is that the results, of course, are very important. We all like to win, but it's that process and what we're able to do and enjoy and learn from during that process that really counts.
That's beautiful, breaking through each barrier one at a time. I'm curious about, how do you balance the team sports or the activities that you have here as a student with your studies? Is that something you discuss a lot with your team?
Yes, of course. And we have to have this discussion a lot with all of our teams, all of our athletes. We have it at the beginning of the academic year or the season with our opening ceremony. But what we have to remember is that, we're IE University, we're an educational institution first and foremost. And so academics always has priority. And that's what we always try to instill within our student athletes. I'm a firm believer that there's time for everything, and this is something that I teach and I preach quite often. So we really work for time management, and we really work for helping our students, our student athletes, more than, through sports and well-being, our student athletes learn how to manage their time, learning to study when it's time to study, to learn to socialize when it's time to socialize, that there are commitments that you have to make through all the different aspects of your life, but there is time for all of that, and you have to set the priorities. But of course, our training sessions, for example, so maybe this would be something of interest for the listeners of this podcast. Our training sessions are always outside of the class schedule so that you can attend to your studies, you can do your group work, and then train either before or after classes. So there typically are no conflicts. If there are some, which there might be with a language course or something, or a seminar, we always make sure that those academics come first. But then there's always time to make up for that sports-related activity as well. And then all of our matches are played on the weekends. So again, that doesn't really have any conflict with the academic schedule. And well, yes, like I mentioned already, it's so important for everyone to organize their schedule so that they're able to take on all, or hold to the commitments that they have made from the beginning of the academic year through to the end of the academic year.
And as you say, it's important to balance it too, and not just for getting up at the sport, but academics is important, but also exercising is very important to perform better in academics, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's a whole wealth of academic research on that, so I won't go into the nitty-gritty there. But I think that's really why we have chosen to make sure that everyone on campus, not just the student athletes, but 100% of the student community has access to sports for all. We have it set up, or we have it organized so that we have daily sessions on campus in both the Segovia campus, well, I'm sorry, not both, in the Segovia campus, the Tower, and Maria de Molina, so that our students always have access and can always continue to follow their own personal goals. So those are those fitness classes that I mentioned earlier. We have the weight facility, the cardio facility right here in the Tower, in the athletic center. We have a swimming pool on campus. In Segovia, we have the boxing classes, the yoga classes in the creativity center, or in a local gym that we have an agreement with. And we have a swimming pool that's just a quick ride away that we help offer transportation to get up there to. So really, these activities are a daily part of our lives, and we all need to take care of ourselves. We know it. Again, that research has shown it. And our job, and from sports and well-being, and our job as individuals and students, as part of this IE community, is to take care of ourselves, to help ourselves thrive, and to help the community thrive.
Interesting. So, what about you? How do you use the facilities as a staff here at IE? To give some example to students and the IE community as a whole, how you incorporate this into your daily life?
Wow. What I do to incorporate in my daily life, I work out every single day before work, and so it is 100% part of my daily routine. So I'm split between the three campuses. I normally do work out here in the IE Tower, and so we have access not just for the students, but we also have it for the staff, because obviously we're here for the students and for the entire IE community. And it wouldn't be appropriate for us to sell something only for our students when we truly do believe that is for everyone. So I myself hold myself to a high standard, and I hope to really show the example and set the example for the entire community. But with that being said, again, everyone has their own goals, their own well-being, those goals, their sense of achievement. And so I think that's also something that's important about what we promote, and that's seek your greatness. Because I have my greatness, you have yours. We all have, our own interests and achievements or goals that are set. But really, everyone has their own sense of greatness and their own goal for greatness. And it's never going to be the same between two individuals. So all we can really try to do is seek out our own and try to set the example. And so me in my position, that's what I try to do.
And IE offer a great variety of exercises and activities that you can do to find that greatness, right?
Yes, of course, like I mentioned, with all the different fitness activities, sports, team sports, individual sports. And I say sports, but it's also just physical activity. And really, there's not a single day that goes by that there is not at least one activity going on at some point in time during the day. So it could be in the morning, it could be in the evening, it could be drop-in. It's there. It's present. And I say that as an individual level, but I think an important part of this as well is that we understand that socially, sports activities are so important for us too, because it offers us a common interest or a common area that we can come together and do activities. Again, like I mentioned earlier, set common goals and overcome them together. Meet new people, make new friends, and oftentimes, those friendships do last a lifetime. I know that one of my good friends to this day, I met at my university playing basketball, and we would play pickup games after classes, and to this day we maintain a friendship, even though he's still in Michigan and I'm here in Spain.
I recognize that too. It's truly team building when you're playing a sport. I actually tried out volleyball my first year. I realized I was not that good at it. I'm very short, so I ended after a year. But I made some great friends during that first year, playing and trying a new sport out. And I really enjoyed it and grateful for trying that out. And I'm still talking to a few of my teammates, and I think I'm gonna be friends with them for after graduation as well, for sure. Moving along to maybe more personal experience from you. Do you have any favorite sport activity here at IE? Like, what do you enjoy the most to do? Because you have been mentioning that you're working out every day, you're the basketball coach, but what is your favorite sport and activity?
I can't say one, honestly. I think that each and every single activity is unique in its own right, and I think it depends on the person. I mean, for me, I love basketball. I love tennis. I love the weight facilities, just taking care of my body, not like the serious weightlifting, but just taking care of myself, making sure that I'm fit and in shape. And again, that's what we try to offer here as best as possible, is that wide variety of activities. And we work our best to ensure that our coaches are all unique and offer their own experience and their own techniques in training so that we help our teams grow. And so team sports, pick and choose, the football, the volleyball, the rugby, the basketball. We all work to make sure that the experience is unique and it's transformational for our students. And I guess if you really had to kind of push and prod a little bit, I would say that they would be our fitness activities, because of how we're able to be here on a daily basis and kind of expand what people's perception of fitness and well-being is, and really expanding the idea of what sports are, because sports really go beyond the team. They go beyond the individual passions, desires, and it goes into those habits that we have to build on the day-to-day basis. And by being able to offer these fitness activities on the fitness activities on campus, we're allowing our students to learn more about themselves. We're allowing them to really set these habits that are doable for the rest of their lives. I know that I can't play basketball with the team for at this point in my life, but I can do yoga, I can practice mindfulness, I can hit the gym a little bit, I can go swimming, I can go running with the running club. I can do a lot of different things like that really, or the students can do a lot of different things like that help them achieve their goals now and really build these habits for later on in life. Because of course, we're here for 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever it might be that the student's here for them, but we don't want them to just stop. We want to take care of them for the rest of their lives, and this is how we can do that.
So we're talking a lot about the sports of the Sport and Wellbeing Center, but could we elaborate a little bit more on the well-being part?
Yes, of course, well-being. Well-being is an integral part of sports and well-being, obviously, but really we have decided to make this an integral part and actually be kind of forbearing with it and make sure it stands out, because well-being truly is the reason why we play sports. In why we do physical activity in a general sense. You can't do sports or physical activity without well-being, to put it that way. And well-being for us is, taking care of your body. It's taking care of your mind through these activities. And the way we do that and the way we promote this is by making sure that our students, again, are proactive in seeking it out. That's why we go with seek your greatness, because we want our students to be proactive in that sense and think, we do this to take care of ourselves. We don't just play sports or run to run. I can't stand running to run. I do it because there's a reason behind it, and it's to take care of myself because I know it's good for me. I know it's going to help me in my personal transformation on a daily basis by helping me set goals. How far am I going to be able to go today? What am I able to do? What peak am I able to reach? And being able to set those goals and reach those goals is good for my well-being. And at the same time, failing at those goals is good for my well-being too, because it offers me an opportunity to learn, to reflect, to improve. And again, part of that process. Then on the other hand, obviously well-being, just taking care of your body, being in shape, being able to have better concentration, being able to just generally take care of yourself. Again, there's so much research on that I don't have to dive into a lot of detail, but taking care of ourselves, taking care of our well-being through that physical activity. But then, another thing that I kind of alluded to earlier, but I would like to hit on again, is the well-being through having these spaces where our students are able to come together, where they have a common interest or not, because we try to do that as well, but, dodgeball, non-traditional activities such as tag, or I've never seen water before, but I want to go kayaking. It's having the opportunity to meet new people and to socialize. We're social beings, we're social animals, and we need to have that connection with other people. And so this is the way that we're able to do it a lot of times. We take care of our well-being by being able to come together and just meet new people, talk, laugh, release stress, get away from classes, get away from all of that, the exams, and take care of our well-being. And it's so important. And that's why, again, we have that at the forefront of who we are and what we do.
I love that. And I think the well-being part of sports is crucial. And we've been touching upon it, like how the mental part of the sports is also very important. Like you mentioned, the building habits and meeting new people, de-stressing, all of those things that brings more value to your life. And I think that's a great part about the Sport and Wellbeing Center, that you offer it. And you've been touching upon so many great things, so it's very difficult to catch all of this in one sentence. But I think what you're trying to say as well, what I understand is the mental part of the sport is very important, and one of the values of the center, right? To create this space of community, but also create this space where you can grow as a person and practice your mental strength and building habits and de-stressing and all of that, that essentially bring more value to your life.
Absolutely. And that's really that second part, our second core value, and that's that community aspect. And, we work from our personal transformation into that community, and it all comes together, and it all forms part of everything that we do to really have a truly holistic experience, a truly holistic university experience here at IE. It's having that opportunity to take care of yourself, be proactive about it, not just let yourself go to a point where you have to catch up, or have it be too late to catch up, and you're looking for help. It's about taking care of yourself beforehand and really knowing that time management, knowing what you need to do in order to take care of yourself, and seeking out that community. And that's us. We're here, not just sports and well-being, but the IE community as a whole, and my well-being at IE University as well. So really that has a lot to do with the entire university experience here. And we're sports and well-being part of it, and we want to make sure that our students have that opportunity.
It's a way into the community and involve yourself. And I'm thinking about a different topic right now, to move on to another type of sport, and that's athlete sport. And we're mentioning some individual and team sports, but do we have those professional athletes here as well?
Yes, that is a very, very good question. We are, again, an academic institution, but as part of being such an excellent academic institution, naturally, I might be bragging here a little bit, but athletes do tend to be excellent academic performers as well, because they're able to have that time management, organize themselves, be able to study, be able to train. And so we have traditionally had some elite level athletes at the university, and it is across different sports levels as well. Sometimes it's team sports, sometimes it's individual sports. But for example, we have currently one of the top equestrian performers in all of Spain and at the world level at IE University. We also have a top football player at the university that's competing within the semi-professional ranks. And so, yes, we do have these athletes, and we are definitely working with them to ensure that they're able to continue with that performance, with their athletic aspirations at the same time as their academic aspirations, because we know from traditionally that it is compatible and that we can, put those two together. And we don't want to limit we don't really want to limit anyone's potential or anyone's goals that they set for themselves in life, always and when they know how to tackle those goals and how to manage themselves and the different commitments that they have both inside and outside of the classroom.
So IE truly offers something for everyone, even the professionals.
Yes, for the person that wants to go for a walk to aspiring professional or Olympic athletes, yes.
Beautiful. So coming back to being a beginner, at some point in life you were also a beginner, right?
Yes.
Where did you come from and how did you end up at IE?
Well, I am from Michigan, and after I finished my university studies, I found the opportunity to come to start to work at IE University. And I have quite a long trajectory here now. I started back in 2009, and I have basically been with sports the entire time. I've been the basketball coach since I came to the university. And really, it's been an honor, and it has been amazing to help see how the university has grown in terms of sports. When we started with just a couple clubs because people wanted to play basketball, they wanted to play tennis, to the point where we are competing at the professional stage or competing at the national level in the different Spanish university championships. And at the same time, being able to offer on campus, on site, the latest technology, the latest facilities in our athletic center. And so the growth has been amazing, and I'm just so proud to have been a part of this over my time here.
That's a long time, and you should definitely be proud of it. I would like to hear some of those achievements and breakthroughs that you've been having throughout this journey.
Well, it all started when I came to the university and we saw a need for a basketball team, and it was so easy to get it going because people were interested, and I had the skill set being a coach for 15 years. And for me, that was really the start of the journey, and really seeing that opportunity to help everyone start to reach their goals, even though that's not the way we started it. But so really just starting with our teams and our local teams. And that was back in 2009 and 2010. And then slow growth over the next few years. But then in 2015, we were able to start what we have called our Club Deportivo IE University Athletics, which is the official club for the university to compete in the different competitions in Spain. So that club forms part of our performance sports program now. But that was launched in 2015 with a basketball team in Segovia and a football team in Segovia. And then we grew the next year to the Madrid campus and launched sports programs there. And then growing into the Trofeo Rector, which is the university tournament that we played in for the first time in 2015 as well, which pitted us in a regional tournament against other universities. And then actually this past year was the first year that we had a team sport compete in the Spanish University Championships. So we've had individual sports in the past, but which is based on merit. So an athlete who is a high performer in the individual sports, if they have a set record, they're able to compete. And so these are individual goals that they had set and surpassed. But as a team, you have to actually beat the other teams from your region. And so the men's basketball team was, I don't want to say lucky or fortunate, because it was a lot of hard work and effort that we put in. But one of our goals was to make the Spanish University Championships, and we qualified from our region and competed, and were within the top universities in Spain.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's a big breakthrough. And what would you say is your latest breakthrough, and what is your next goal?
Our latest breakthrough for me is the launch of the Sports and Wellbeing Department in itself, which happened actually this year. This is a new department, even though sports has been around. We have really come together now as a group across all campuses. And for me, what really is a breakthrough is having this and knowing that we have a community behind the sports and wellbeing program, and that we aren't just catering to one group of students. We're catering to the entire community. And for me, the breakthrough is being able to offer sports for all and truly offering it to absolutely every single person in this community. For me, that's an amazing breakthrough.
And it sounds like we've been covering a lot of activities and exercises and sports here. So truly you can find something. And if there's not a sport that's here, you can create it, no? Or push for creating it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We don't have any set program where we say no. What we want is for everyone to have the opportunity to, pursue their goals, set up their goals and make their achievements. And so, at the same time, we know that everyone comes from a different background, and you come from home. You might miss home. So why not bring your culture, your activity here as well, and share that with the rest of the university? And there are so many ways to do that. It's by, just contacting us and saying you want to start a club. There are some requirements to starting a club. Obviously, it's not just, hey, I want to start a club. But, when you have a group of people together, when you show us the commitment, when you show us that there's the desire and the want behind it, we're here to support you and get it running within the facilities outside of the campus, depending on the nature of the sport, of course.
Do you have an example of this story happen?
Of course. I would say that the latest club that was just started was the field hockey club. It is new this year, so the women's field hockey team. And they came together and they said, well, we have a wide group of girls that would like to try out different levels. And so we said, yes, let's get it going. And they showed the commitment, and we got together to make sure that they have the material, that they have the space on campus in Segovia at a local facility here in Madrid, so that they are able to participate and play and start to grow and really, hopefully grow into an actual team that competes at the local, regional, or national level here in Spain.
Growing bit by bit.
Yes.
So the field hockey team is growing bit by bit. And moving forward to... Actually, back to the previous question that we mentioned, you didn't mention your next goals, but what would be your next goals or challenges in the future?
I think that it's all about the challenges that we face on a daily basis. Again, our goals, like I mentioned earlier, it's ensuring that we reach each and every one of our students in the community, ensuring that our entire IE community has this opportunity to participate in that physical activity and to take care of themselves. But I think it's, again, about the process and about the challenges that we face and the things that we have to kind of tackle in order to reach those goals. And that is making sure that we're all committed to the process, committed to committed to a journey that we're on. And that's, that personal transformation journey. And part of that is being able to say, I committed to this team, and making sure that I participate in this team. And so obviously I'm speaking as a student right now. It's knowing that I'm not just here for myself when I want. I came here because I have teammates, and I want to support my teammates, and I can do that, and I can show that by participating and making sure that I come to every practice session, and that I'm here, no matter if I'm the star player or, a role player, supporting player. I form part of this team. I form part of it, and I'm going to learn about myself in this journey. And so that's one of our challenges. It's making sure that everyone is able to see that. And I don't want to say that we're unique in this challenge. It's across teams. It's across universities. But that's really what it's about. It's making sure that everyone understands how to seek their greatness and understand where the learning opportunities are in each and every one of the decisions or commitments that they make. That's obviously one of our challenges, and that's on an individual level, on a team level as well. Where do we all fit in? How are we going to improve in the community? And that's by setting those larger goals as a team and setting those stretch goals as well. I know that when we started the basketball program 10 years ago, that was my stretch goal. It was saying, we're going to make it. We're going to be in the university championships. And so that's what we try to do. We try to set those stretch goals, but then divide it up into the different, achievable goals that we can get to over the course of time, and know that as we progress through them, we're able to reach them. And those, I would say, are the major challenges. It's the mindset. It's, again, that beginner's mindset and that growth mindset that we have, where we're always trying to find the best in each and every situation and grow from it and grow from there. So again, I don't have expectations that we're all going to be competing for national championships on a yearly basis. I don't have expectations that we're all going to be Olympic athletes. I have expectations that we expect to be there, and that we're going to do our best to learn how to get there as individuals. And that after this, we can continue with those healthy habits, but that we take everything that we learned while being in the sports and well-being or participating in these physical activities and these sports activities, and that our personal transformation, it seeps over into everything else that we do in life. Our professional goals, our personal family goals, everything that we do, we are learning, and we're able to apply what we already learned to these different arenas, to these different areas, and that our students never stop trying to grow throughout the rest of their lives.
I think we're getting a little sample of your pep talk to your team, right? What would you say is your best advice to a student? Like, how would you sum up your pep talk in a small pitch?
Be committed. And I guess to take a step back, I wouldn't give them a pitch. I would give advice. And my advice would be to be active in learning as much as you can now, and not giving up just because there are challenges along the way. Utilize those to learn. Test everything, but go through with what you commit on. I give that to every single person that crosses my path, and they ask me, whether it be my athletes, the student athletes at the university, or anyone in any of my classes, or even my children. It's, you start something, follow through with it, learn from it, see if it's truly a passion of yours, understand what's good, what's bad, what you like, what you don't like, and just explore. This is the opportunity that you have. I say it's a great opportunity at the university, but throughout life, it's a great opportunity to explore and stay committed to it. And think about every single opportunity, not just as an event or an activity, something to do. Think about what it does for you, or what you can take out of that activity or that opportunity, because that's truly what you do things for. It's not just about doing something. It's about achieving something from doing that activity. And I would take it all the way back to well-being. What does this do for who I am? What values do I have? How does this activity represent me? How can I learn from it? How can I grow from it? Who do I meet here? Am I taking care of myself by doing this? Am I growing by doing this? Analyze everything. Again, we don't have to just sit here and with a pad and paper and thinking about this all day, but at least be conscientious of it and start little by little. Now's the opportunity, and start these healthy habits, start these good habits, to take them over the course of your time, not just at IE, but as an alumni.
That's true. And I think at IE as well, there's so many opportunities to explore different sports, different activities, different professional events as well. And really, truly exploring different fields to see what you like and don't like. I think the best time to try things out, no?
Absolutely, and that's why we're sports and well-being, but we work together across a lot of different departments to ensure that our students really do have that holistic experience, and that they really do try new things. So we work hand in hand with the Health, Wellbeing, and Happiness Center. We work with Campus Life. We work with Talent and Careers. We work with the IE Foundation. We really work across all of the different departments, all of the different members of the community to really expand and make sure that our students know about what's going on campus and the different opportunities that they have from day one to the last day when it's graduation, and that they're able to have and explore and really enjoy and learn from this amazing journey that is the time at IE University.
For sure. I think this was a great talk and very motivational, and I learned a lot about the Sports and Wellbeing Center. As a student myself, I'm definitely going to check out IE Connect, where I can find all these activities, reserve a room. I'm going to check out the swimming pool, which I haven't done yet, to be honest, and really explore the different sporting activities that are here. Since I'm in 4th year, I have 2 more years to do so. And I hope that the listeners as well, incoming students and staff, really truly take the opportunity they have in front of them. So thank you so much for sharing all this knowledge with us. And I'm super happy that you could join us today.
Oh, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this time with you today. It's a pleasure, and of course, like I mentioned, I want to make sure that everyone is able to enjoy sports and well-being, to take care of themselves, have the opportunity to take care of themselves at all levels. And so being able to share this with our current community and potential future community, it was an amazing experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So a little announcement in the end before we end this episode. We want to say a big thank you to Shakir, who's been the producer of this show and sadly is leaving us. So thank you so much for this journey and good luck on the future. So this was the episode on the Sports and Wellbeing Center with Clint Goodrich. And see you in the next one.